Welcome to the LANCave, where we're living as nerds. I'm Patrick, joined by Owen.
PS5, baby!
There he goes. And Kevin.
Demon Souls!
That's right.
We're getting Demon Souls! And I cried. I've cried at least 3 times today just thinking about it. And then, sometimes I'll be walking somewhere and then I'll go, we're going to get to play Demon Souls.
You can just boot up your PS3.
And I tried.
You tried.
Also, the Demon Souls servers have been shut down for a couple of years. Remember?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I can't play online, and I'm not actually good enough at those games to beat them without help with the bosses. So I need people to come in.
Anyways,
but I want to kick your ass at the old
those
one.
are most of the spoilers from not most of the spoilers. Some of the spoilers from the PlayStation 5 event. So the PlayStation 5 reveal was today. Solid hour of great stuff. I was really happy about it, and I mean, we know the PS5 was announced. So, what did you guys think of the actual reveal of the view of the PS5 when you finally got to see the console? What did you think, Owen?
I like it. I realize that the quick meme is to like that it does look kind of like a Linksys or a router, or like one of those like wave boards that you get from your ISP. But honestly, I think the reason why I like it is because it's different. Whenever I look at my PS4, it's sleek. I like the little curve that it's got. It looks nice on my shelf, but it doesn't ever catch my eye. I never look at my PS4 Pro and I'm like, oh, that's a nice looking console. I just put it there and it just sits there. Whereas this, I can at least see where my eye would be drawn to it.
Yeah.
I like that they stuck with the two-tone. I like that it really goes well with the controller. I'm really looking forward to the special edition versions that maybe come out down the line. I'm not going to get one of those special editions, but I'm hopeful that they do some different color tones, because I think they could do a whole lot with I was thinking about a blue and black, especially how they do blue and black a lot with their logo. I think a blue and black would be really cool. I like it a lot. I didn't think we were going to get it, and then all of a sudden that graphic starts happening, and they did the pyramid joke. I don't know if you guys saw that online. The little pyramids were popping out of the graphic, and then all of a sudden they show this wave board looking thing. I dig it, and it's USB-C. Yep. Way to embrace the future PlayStation.
Finally.
Way to go.
Finally with some USB-C. Sorry, I thought I had it prepped, so I'm bringing that up now. But the
So I said before it came out, I was like, I hope it looks like a spaceship, and I was not disappointed. It does kind of look like a spaceship. I like how you could see how they're doing cooling, much more exposed. Even if they have it's designed to not have some of the design flaws that they had with PS4, which makes it loud as the jet engine. Hopefully this will work better. Between that and the SSD, I think it will, but I really appreciated that they worked that into the design.
Yeah. I completely agree. I think that it works in the design with a nice aesthetic. I don't mind. I like the two-tone aspect of it. Is that blue LED inside, or is that just lighting? Do you know? Or I guess we don't know at this point. But
I'm guessing it's a low LED. I'm hoping we can turn it off.
I think that's blue. Yeah.
I cut myself off from blue light a little bit before bed. It's effective. And I prefer not to have blue lights that are just hitting me right in the face.
Sure. And the other thing that I liked about this was seeing the suite of versions and additional tech that's coming in here. We'll talk about the games here in a bit, but yeah, the versions. Cool. What I absolutely loved about I think a lot of people assumed that we were going to get a discless version. And I already got Owen's response on this. So say which version are you going to get? But so Kevin, you're going with the no disk drive.
Yep.
I'm gonna we've already talked about how the game plan when they announce pre-orders is that I'm gonna have a bunch of different storefronts open. I'm gonna be adding whatever the hell I can to cart. Whatever it takes, that is the version that I am getting. If I absolutely have a choice, I think it's time to go digital. I love my PS, like we've talked about it many times on the show. The majority of my PS4 physical collection is all first-party exclusives. And I like that shelf of first-party exclusives, but as my son starts to pull stuff off the shelves, I realize that there's a chance at some point those first-party exclusives are going to get damaged, and I'm going to be sad. Even if I don't play them very often, if ever again, I just like looking at them, but I'm going to get sad whenever he like inevitably like takes my Last of Us off the thing and rips the paper on it or something like that. So
yeah.
I've gone digital on Switch minus Zelda games. It's going to stay that way as far as the Switch goes. I think if I have the choice, it's going to be digital, but really I'm going to be trying to add anything to cart to try and get it, so I don't care which one I get. But digital would be probably the ideal.
Yeah. Yeah. I've not gone fully digital, and I'm considering it, but I still like physical media to an extent when it comes to Blu-rays, because Blu-ray and HD Blu-rays look better than anything streaming. I've got a Plex server. I love my Plex server, but if I really want to enjoy like Star Wars, it looks better on a Blu-ray. So I haven't. It's just a question of, do I want to do that, or do I just or is this the leap for me to go completely discless for my setup in my entertainment center, and then bring out the Blu-ray player if I want to play a Blu-ray? I don't know.
We should mention that they did confirm today that it has an Ultra HD Blu-ray if you get the disc version.
Exactly.
So if you like them UHD discs and you've been collecting those, they mentioned, while we're at it, all the other bells and whistles. I remember Kevin asked us a while back if the controller has a headset jack. They did confirm that it does have a headset jack. And then they mentioned the nice stuff, adaptive triggers, which we're excited to see. Only one game mentioned the haptic feedback and adaptive triggers. I was surprised. I expected more games to mention that, but they stayed away from it. But the controller will have haptic feedback. It'll have a motion sensor. It has a built-in mic, which who knows how that's going to go. I want to know what it's used for. Like, just don't make me do anything stupid like they did on the 3DS where I blow on it. I don't know if you remember playing, I think that was Spirit Tracks.
I didn't play it, but yeah.
It's either Spirit Tracks or the other one that I hate, where you have to like blow into the 3DS mic and it blows sand. So just don't do that.
PlayStation did something like that with the Vita, where you had to like blow into it or like rub it to reveal stuff in Uncharted, and it was like, no, just
no,
give me my controller, let me play the game. You go over there.
And then of course the ray tracing and stuff. So that's another thing. I'm sure Patrick's got videos queued up, by the way. They streamed in 1080 30.
Yeah.
Don't watch the stream. Now that all the trailers are out, like if you want to watch the hypes, I get it. But now that all the trailers are out, go get them 4K 60s, because that's the hotness. That's what there was a whole.
That's what it really looks like.
A section of people that were like, "This doesn't really look like anything that I can't run on PS4," and there's some truth to that, and that's because a PS4 can't really push past 1080 30 on a lot of games, but PS5 better.
It really better. I mean, it can do GTA though. I can play GTA.
Do you know how deflated I was at the beginning of that stream? I was like, oh no, Sony, you didn't do it, did you? You didn't drop the ball, did you? Like GTA 5 comes on the screen and I'm like, oh no.
I thought, and I think there was a good 10 or 15 seconds where I was like, maybe this is the sequel. Maybe they're gonna call it GTA 5, with a subtitle, and like, oh, this is a new full game. But no, we're just gonna keep slapping more stuff into Grand Theft Auto 5.
The thing that tripped me out was on the stream it said PlayStation 4 footage, like in the upper corner or like somewhere in the corner of the screen, and I was like, okay, show me this game on PS5. Yep. When are you going to show me this game? Where's the PS? This is a PlayStation 5 thing. Why are you showing me PlayStation 4 footage?
Yeah. Just the whole and I did like they showed this. They talked about it's coming to PS5, and then PS4. If you own it on PS4, you're going to get $1 million GTA cash for every month until it comes out on PS5.
Yeah.
I think the only reason they mentioned it was to let you know that you will get the game for like they're gonna give you the game on PS5, but
online, the online component. Yeah,
but PS5 is backwards compatible with PS4, so I already see. I mean, I get it that we're talking about the enhanced version, but at the same time, anybody who mentions that now, I'm like, but my system's supposed to be backwards compatible with PS4. Well, I don't. This isn't anything that I didn't expect.
I don't need a remaster. I don't need a remaster from this, from this generation. I'm good.
And with GTA 5's art style, you can't really, I don't really see you making it look that much better.
No, you're going to improve draw distance. You're going to improve load times, because if you've played Grand Theft Auto on even the PS4 Pro, it takes a good 7 or 8 minutes to start the game. You're just kind of sitting there. You go literally go get your drink, go to the bathroom, come back. It's halfway through. The PC is I think it takes 4 minutes or so for my PC, which I'm sure some other people have better PCs out there, but it doesn't matter. That's what you're dealing with. And I think that's obviously PS5 will help that in optimization, but I think it's more about draw distance. It's going to look more like it does on a high-end PC. Yeah.
So how about that Miles Morales Spider-Man though?
This
year.
And coming out this year, I was floored by that. Did not expect that it was coming out this year. When it came, and I didn't think they were going to jump to Miles so quickly. I thought the next Spider-Man game I assumed was going to be still Peter, and then you're going to have some part, Miles in there where he's more of a mentor to Miles. So nice jump into just straight up going Miles Morales on this. Really excited about this.
Well, what we don't know is it a full game? Is it one of those standalone DLC type situations, like a Last of Us Left Behind? What kind of thing? Are they optimizing Spider-Man PS4 and giving this DLC Miles Morales, or is this Spider-Man 2? I had zero time to research to see if Insomniac said anything about it. I just know that I was completely floored that Spider-Man came out in 2018 and we're getting this Miles Morales story holiday 2020 and Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Insomniac got that Sony money coming in, man. They got the dual teams going. Super happy for both of those games. It's awesome. After the success of Spider-Verse, I think you have to. I don't and I also think it's a good natural pivot. We told a really good Peter story in 2018 Spider-Man. Now let's tell a really cool Miles Morales story. I think that's awesome. Now imagine if they went with Spider-Gwen in 3, but we'll go with that at a later time.
Oh, I'd totally buy that game too. I think that Into the Spider-Verse proved because execs for the longest time have been saying no, we can't do Spider-Man that's not Peter, and fans have been saying, well, Miles is great. You can also do Miles, and they've been I don't think people will watch it. Into the Spider-Verse proved that he's that good of a character, and I think Spider-Gwen's the next step at that point. But I don't know if we're going to get it on 3. But
it's embracing the Stan Lee thing of saying Spider-Man can be anyone. That's the reason why Spider-Man has always been the most popular character in Marvel, is because anybody could be under that mask. That's the whole point of Spider-Man. So I think it's good that they're doing this. I know we didn't get any gameplay. I don't care. The fact that it's coming out at the end of this year, that means I don't need to see any gameplay. I already know how well 2018 plays, and so I'm just excited about the story now.
Heck yeah. And then we got some Gran Turismo, which I know that there's people out there who really enjoy it. I will say, as a non-racing game fan, looks amazing. It really is. Beautiful stuff. I suck at these. I played way too many racing games. We were reviewing all PlayStation Plus and games with gold stuff, and I just got completely burned out. And Gran Turismo I was never good at Gran Turismo, but Forza I wasn't bad at. So I don't know.
This is actually, I mean, there's actually a billion trailers after this, but while I was watching that gameplay, I was like, that was the first where I was like, I need to see this in 4K 60 because it looked super good on stream. I bet it looks even better whenever I pull that out. I too am not a racing guy. Like, I remember there was a guy that I grew up with that was like super into GT2 back on PlayStation, and like he knew everything about cars. And so I know the detail that goes into Gran Turismo, and I just don't get it. But it's a Sony exclusive franchise. They showed like back-to-back, two-back going into the next game with Sony exclusive franchises. So that was exciting, which leads us into the next one, I think, unless Kevin has anything to say about Gran Turismo.
Nope. It's real fast cars. It is certainly that.
Gotta go fast.
They gotta go fast. So I kind of showed a little bit of this earlier, but Ratchet and Clank, really happy about this. This was on Owen, wasn't this on your list of your predictions?
So I have on my bets, I had Ratchet and Clank as a PS5 launch title. They did not put a date on it. I'm still relatively convinced that it's a launch title, so I'm going to give myself half credit for this. Okay. But this was the first game. I mean, this was only the fourth game shown. But if anybody was paying really close attention, and you should go back and watch this trailer, if you want to see the hard drive in action of the PS5, this game was made to use that hard drive. The Rift Apart, the things that they're jumping, where they're jumping dimension to dimension to dimension, how fast those environments are loading, sick.
That's insane. It's insane. If it goes that fast on the PS5, PS5 is completely worth it. I mean, we've seen that already out of what they've shown from the SSD. It's taking advantage of the solid state drive in a way that that we haven't seen games actually take advantage of. Obviously, OSs are faster on a solid state. Games run better on solid state, but usually they're not optimized straight up for solid state drive. So this is going to be just wonderful. Obviously I've always loved the art style, but I really like the gameplay mechanics, which kind of wait for, I think, just a few seconds. It comes up to some more of the gameplay. I'll try. And then
the thing that everybody who knows me knows that if there's an option to play a Fim character, I always choose it. Fim Ratchet, baby.
Yeah.
We don't know her name or anything like that. It could be a completely different Wombat, but Wombat's not Wombat. What's Ratchet's species?
I don't know. I was gonna ask.
He's a Ratchet.
You said Wombat. I thought, okay.
It's really close. What is it? Yeah, but Fim Ratchet. Exciting.
Sure. I loved the pull that they do. I mean, it looks it's almost to the point when he does it, it almost happens too quickly that my brain is like, wait, I missed something. Like it's that quick.
Just kept going.
And I freaking love it.
Did some fact checking for you, Owen. He's a Lombax.
Well, there you
Lombax. That's close to Wombat. I can see where I went that direction. So Fim Lombax, I'm in. The fact that she's like, what? Who is it? Like, I was excited about that part of the story. I'm only giving myself half credit on the bet, Patrick, but I'm still very convinced it's a launch game.
Yeah, it looks beautiful either way. Next game that I think looks beautiful in a different way is the new Square Project Athia. I don't know.
I didn't get the pronunciation, but this is the Final Fantasy 15 team. So we don't have a release date for it, but that's the team that did that. So they've got a lot. They've been working on it for a while.
Also written by Gary Whitta, the writer of Rogue One. For those who don't know, I don't know other stuff. Book of Eli.
Oh, he did that. No, he did. What's that game? Spec Ops. Spec Ops: The Line.
Oh yeah. So great writer. So that means whatever story this game has, it's probably going to be fantastic. I was very excited to see Square Enix pop up. For a second, I was like, "Oh my goodness, are they about to do Final Fantasy 16?" They did not, but I was absolutely okay with it. I don't know what you guys thought of this. I like the little druid thing that she did with the tree branches. That looked dope.
Yeah,
I'm with you. I like strong female protagonist, and there's a lot of that in this one. But yeah, she's cool, she's powerful, she's magical. I want to go on adventures with that lady. So looking forward to that.
And it looks good. I like the platforming, and when you said it was the Final Fantasy 15 team, I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Looking at the motion in the character, I was like, and the gameplay, it reminded me of that. Looks beautiful. I'm also excited to see something from Square that's a new IP. So I mean, seeing a new IP on here, which that's our first new IP, if we want to keep track of this, and then I'm assuming this is a new IP, Stray.
Yeah, I hadn't heard anything about this, but this is one of two games from Annapurna, and I'm trying to remember. Sorry, I forgot to look that one up. But Stray, I'm really excited about because it's the What Remains of Edith Finch.
Yeah.
Okay. Outer Wilds, Sayonara. Oh, that's the publisher. But yeah, this one looks excellent too. And I was like halfway through, I was like, please let me be a cat. Please let me be a cat. Please let me be a cat. Yes, I'm a cat.
Literally, like my comments on the document are whatever this is, I want it because it's adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and when it started, I was trying to figure out, like, am I playing a robot? Like, I was waiting for the protagonist. I didn't realize, like, it took me a minute to realize, oh, I'm going to play the cat. That's cool. So I don't know. We don't obviously know a lot about this other than it's a stray cat with all these robots. So I didn't see any humans in here. So,
one of the graffiti things said "R.I.P. humans," and then it just had a heart. So I think humans are extinct.
Cool. Well, I missed that, so good eye on that. I was busy thinking about the cat. But
before we move on to Returnal, I want to say one thing about like where I was feeling right about this game was like, even though we haven't seen Xbox's first party games and exclusive games yet, that's coming in July. But it was just the contrast between this event and Xbox's like independent event there, where like the vibes from those games, like there was a couple dark games, but like the balance that this presentation took, where it's like we got action, we got jolly, we got cute, we got a little dark, we got we're back to cute, we're back to jolly, we're back to awesome. Like it was all over. I think that they really did a good job of attracting more fans, and they got the obligatory sports game in it.
Sure.
Yeah, and it's one that whenever these videos come out, I share them with my girls. They're 9, and I'm like, all right, tell me which games you're looking forward to. And I feel like I could share about half of this, about half of this conference with them. Like there was a lot of good stuff, and it shouldn't be like all family friendly, but they're making that push toward games that we can play together, and I like that.
100%.
Yes. Yeah. Speaking of games played together, I'm going to jump ahead a little bit because Sackboy. So too good of a segue, but Sackboy, a big adventure. I love Little Big Planet. I've been a big Little Big Planet fan since the first game, and when this started out, and I realized it's basically a 3D Mario but with Sackboy, and I want to play it. And then seeing that we can do 4-player co-op, I'm hoping that's couch co-op. I really hope that's couch co-op. Has to,
absolutely.
Because if this is couch co-op for this game is going to be so fun. I love the environments. I love the textures. It's one thing that Little Big Planet's always been great about. Owen's comment in here, like, are we not doing, the create a world, create your own stuff? I
was more here for the experience that somebody really good at making games made for me with these characters.
Yeah,
Sure. And maybe that's something that will be part of the game, where they have like a level editor piece. But I don't know if they're going to do it. Maybe they're just going to go full on, full on. Here's the story. Here's the different worlds you can jump into, and not have it be, curated or created by individuals and by fans. I don't know, but either way, it looks fun.
I also don't know your experience with the Little Big Planet series. I didn't have as much fun with 3 as the previous ones, and this trailer had more of the vibe of that original. We're going off on an adventure than 3 did. 3 was like, oh, look at the cool 700 things you can do, and it was like, nah, just let me wander around through a cute environment. That'll be fine.
Yeah. Yeah, it felt like it looks like Little Big Planet 2 to me. More like that when it comes to the textures and environments. Sorry, go ahead, Owen.
Yeah, a couple things. As soon as I saw the second character, I immediately thought of Patrick, because I was like, Patrick and Whitney going to be playing this game. But also, what I liked is that Sony's handing off. Like, Sackboy is a PlayStation staple. It's the company making this game is not a PlayStation studio. It's Sumo Digital. They did do Little Big Planet on like the Vita. I looked up. But they've also worked on a bunch of Xbox games. They worked on Forza. They worked on Crackdown. They worked on then they've worked on some cross-platform stuff with like Mortal Kombat 11. They've done a bunch of stuff.
Team Sonic Racing, which was awesome.
Oh, that's one of the best racing games. It's not Mario Kart. Like,
it's so good.
When that game first came out, I was like, "Oh, it's a Mario Kart clone." And one of my coworkers, one of my old coworkers, who is not into like any, he's into sports games, like serious like first person shooter stuff, and like serious, like if it's too kiddie, if it's too childish, if it's too colorful, he's like, it's not cool. He absolutely loved it. I was like, okay, there's something here. Yeah. All the Sonic racing games are awesome.
And what I like about that is that if they're willing to give an IP to a second party, get a AA game going, could we get another Jack and Daxter maybe? Could we get another like Spyro? Could we get another Sly Cooper? Like, there's a whole bunch of IP that are sitting there, and like Gorilla's busy. Bend is probably busy. Sucker Punch is busy. Like, okay, you guys have moved on to bigger things, but there's a whole bunch of cute IP like Sackboy over here that I have a kid who's about to turn 1 on Sunday. Like, I'm going to be looking forward to playing some games with him over the next couple of years. I would love to have them bring back some of those more like friendly things. Yeah,
family friendly and easy, and games that that allow you to continue to, that don't, what's the term that I'm looking for? They're not too punishing. So that way, the little kids can play it and still enjoy it, or even team up with you and you can like help him out, that kind of stuff.
Which I don't know if you have this easily queued up or not. I don't want to jump too far ahead because I want to come back to some games that we're skipping. But since we're mentioning just another lighthearted game of Sony, Astro's Playroom. Which
Playroom is
a big surprise for me. Studio Japan, or Japan Studio rather, working on this game. I was like, okay.
Did they not make the first? I thought they made the first one.
Did they make?
I think they did. I'll fact check it while you.
Cool. But another, just one of those games where I think there's some couch co-op action involved in there. I think there's a lot of, again, kid-friendly, simple, just play with your PlayStation, like have fun. I wonder if it is even going to come with the game, because at first when they were booting it up, I was like, are we about to get to see PS5 UI, because they had to press the start button to continue, and then it was Astrobot. But I'm kind of wondering, I think Sony would be super smart to launch this game, just include that with the PS5.
Package it in.
Yeah. I think that they will give it to you. I think that they're going to use this to move cameras, because a lot of the Playroom stuff involves the camera, and you can like have it like show your living room, and you can like bounce stuff up and down. And because they did show the camera in this reveal, I think it's possible that this will be something that kind of comes with that to show this is what you do with it. because there was not nearly this much gameplay in the original Playroom, but there were a lot of good ideas, and there's like three or four mini games that you can play with different people, and like there's like a hockey one where like you have to move the physical controller up and down, and it monitors that. So I think it looks fun, and yes, it was SE Japan Studio that made the first one.
Wow. Okay. Well, that makes me even more excited about it. And then I did look it up. They did make, I think the VR, Astrobot VR, which was like apparently one of the best like PlayStation VR games. Yeah, but I wanted to throw those two together just because there's like plenty of family action there, plenty of couch co-op action there. I think that there's a lot of stuff that I'm excited to get. And as Ted like starts to grab a controller and stuff, you know, it'll be one of those games I can play, and you know, maybe he can start interacting with it. It'll be cool.
Yeah, yeah. I think, and then the next one, obviously, straight, you know, hard pivot, and to the next one. When this first started, I was like, I was halfway paying attention when the trailer started, and I thought there was a chance that this was going to be Starfield, and I freaked out for a second, and I'm like, no, it can't be. It's not. There's no way. It doesn't feel like Starfield, and it looks interesting. But the first thing that I thought was that her face, like I think they were really trying to get like the textures and make her face look real. But I don't know, maybe it's because it's not quite there and we're in an uncanny valley area. That the first thing that I thought is that some of the shots just make her look older than she's supposed to be. And maybe it was just me. Maybe it's just the certain shots. The rest of the game looks great and weird and freaky.
Yeah, conceptually, I like the idea of wandering around and this was one of two games presented where death was a loop and a mechanic, and I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, and I got very Dead Space vibes from this, just the space horror, but the fact that you have the psychological aspect of it, and she talks about like the longer that she's there, the more she's losing her mind. So then you bring in the question of like, what else? How's the game going to mess with you? Not in just enemies, but other ways of like, you know, maybe that's the game slows things down for you, and then you know, I don't know. It could be really interesting.
I think it could be interesting. I'm just going to kind of like not pay attention to it, and then if I hear people say, "Oh, this one's really good," then I'll play it, because this is one of those that conceptually, but I've seen a lot of these go very badly. Oh, and you were saying something?
I was just going to, from a business standpoint, everything, because that's like some of the stuff I look at. So this one's being made by Housemarque. This game better be good, because if it doesn't, I'm pretty sure Housemarque's going to be done. If those who don't know, Housemarque made some fantastic games back in the day with Dead Nation, twin stick shooters. They made Resogun, which was a PS4 launch game.
Resogun was great
and fantastic. They made Alien Nation. Matterfall, though, was their last one, and it didn't go very well. And they were gonna make a game called Storm Divers, which they abandoned to go to this. And I'm glad that they abandoned it. I wasn't excited about Storm Divers at all. This one, like you guys were saying, there's a chance. There's looking at it's like I'm at least intrigued at what it could be. I think there was one bad mistake that they put another Deathloop game in the same lineup here. And I mean, I know it's a completely different one. The other one's comedic, and this one is not.
Sure, I'm going to cover Deathloop here, though.
Yeah,
the one that's literally called Deathloop.
And only because Deathloop looks dope.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's like you said, it's a complete tonal shift. Even though the two of them, you know, the two games have a literally Deathloop as part of the mechanics. This one's just more playful. It's a little more colorful, a little more overblown, not just in colors but in tone, and it looks fun. This looks like a lot of fun, as opposed to the other one looks like I'm going to be freaking myself out, which obviously I'm down for either experience. Owen's hard pass on the freaking out ones.
It has to be right, and I don't know if it's right yet.
Yeah.
So this one kind of reminded me, like I've seen several people try to do a a full 3D version of what we got to do in, what was that one from the top down perspective, all the animal heads and one shot, one kill. Crap, I don't remember it. Anyway, you're a mental patient. It was fun.
I'm a mental patient like now or in the game?
Oh, next game. Let's talk about the next game.
Next game, I'm probably going to pass on this, but Destruction All Stars.
Good
for them for making it.
I don't know. I think that there's a chance after something like, I know that you can't compare them, but after something like a Rocket League, like I think that if it's an online based game where you're driving around Demolition Derby, I got Twisted Metal vibes from it, except not negative Twisted Metal, like a very like lighthearted Twisted Metal. I think that there's a chance. Like I think if they get the gameplay right, it's gonna be awesome.
It feels like a game that, it feels like a game that I would try if it was free, and then like see how bad the microtransactions and buying like cosmetic stuff for it. Okay, maybe.
Yeah, I could totally see that. If this game is free and has a bunch of microtransactions, then there's a chance that a ton of people are going to play it because it is ridiculous.
Yes.
But at the same time, like I don't feel like I can be entertained for more than 15 minutes or so.
A couple of matches, yeah.
And then I'm done. It's not gonna hold me like some other games will hold my attention. Like Ember Lab, which
Ember Lab's
beautiful.
Game, can it Bridge of Spirits? Yeah, that looks good.
Beautiful. I mean, whimsy. I mean, that's kind of how colorful, whimsy, beautiful. I'm loving it.
And like building up nature, one of those things where like you wander around and the world gets prettier.
Yes. I'm sorry. I don't know why I had it listed as Ember Lab. Ember Lab's the company that made it. But
sorry, yeah.
I liked it very, and as Owen put in here, getting some Zelda vibes out of it. I like that it teased me. It's like, look at this. I love the art style, by the way. That reminds me of Kubo and the Two Strings. I don't know if you've
I can see that.
Stop motion. Like it reminds me a little bit of that in regards to the style, but obviously this isn't stop motion. But it looks beautiful. It looks just dark enough. I got some Majora's Mask kind of like weirdness out of the antagonist. I'm assuming that's the antagonist. I'll buy this game. That's on my buy list. A lot of these games are on my I'll play that list.
Also, I'm curious if you get to like use the little squishies like Pikmin type gameplay. Like that could be a lot of fun.
That could be. I don't know if you're going to be able to use them or if it's going to be more of like a survival thing, which pivot again. But Oddworld. I'm a huge fan of Oddworld. I've been waiting for them to show more of this because the creator and team have been showing stuff every now and then. They've been really excited. They've been working on it for years. And in Oddworld, you're very passive. Like the first game they were pitching, they were saying, how do we make this game where your character saves all these people and he never uses a gun, he never kills anybody, there's never any violence. He's never doing anything violent.
I was going to say.
What's that?
I was going to say, I saw a lot of violence in that thing. He wasn't doing it, though.
He's not violent, so he's trying to save his people. And in saving his people, if you don't time things the right way, they'll die or you will die.
I don't know if I have the emotional capacity for that. I don't want to kill half of a species. Yeah.
Well, and that's the idea. Obviously, is you're trying to save your species because your species is fodder for the others. I can't remember the name of the other. There's another species in it. So like the first one, like they're getting them all like addicted to. I'm pretty sure it's the first one. They're getting them all like addicted to this like drink, and they're all like mining and working, and they're being paid in like what amounts to like Slurm from like Futurama. Except it's like, I'm pretty sure it's made from them.
Yeah, it's made from them. And
yeah. So it's like disgusting. So it's like, all right, I'm going to save my people. So it's it can be emotional, but I've always liked the series because of that, because it's like it may be violent, it may be kind of gory, but it's kind of passive. It's a pacifist kind of game.
Yeah, and again, because you guys have mentioned all the cool stuff, but other than the platformer just looks fantastic. It looked great. But another business thing on this was we're again pulling from just this well of stuff. I mean, the first Oddworld was 97. This is a franchise that's been around for quite a long time. The last one, I looked it up, was in 2014. So again, this is just showing me that Sony at least hasn't forgotten about a lot of stuff, and so it's exciting to have that. But really, I was really impressed. This is another one where I was I want to see this 4K 60, because even as a simple side-scrolling platform, those character models looked great. They looked good. Again, it's kind of a dark premise and stuff for me, but I'm excited for it to come out, and I might jump in. I've only played one of them, and it was just kind of one of those things where anybody who knows me is just not the vibes that normally go into my psyche, but I'm interested at least.
Sure. And I think I may be in the minority on this one, but the next one is my least favorite game they showed. Goodbye Volcano High.
Okay. I thought you were talking about Ghostwire Tokyo.
No.
We skipped Goodbye Volcano High. So yeah, I was you're not excited about Ghostwire?
No.
Really? You don't?
Yeah.
I got a real coming of age thing of this, and I have a soft spot for those kinds of stories. I don't know if you saw the movie 8th Grade and things like that. That's the kind of vibe I get from this. Even potentially maybe a Life is Strange. It doesn't seem like it's an adventure game, but I really like the art style, the soundtrack, just like Life is Strange soundtrack spoke to me immediately. So I'm curious to know what the plot is. I'm curious to know how the gameplay is going to be on it. I'm very interested. So it kind of surprised me that you don't, but
I can't get past the character design and the art style. Honestly, that's the story may be good, but I'm looking at this going, this is the talent of my drawing when I was in middle school. I'm not joking. That was the extent of my drawing, and my proportions were wrong, and the perspective of mouths was completely wrong, and I'm someone else knows how to draw like I draw.
Nice.
It just
see. I'm gonna go with probably just because I have twin girls. I didn't go to public school. I need as much information on various coming-of-age stories as I can get my hands on until they start to come of age.
Sure.
I need all the information I can get, and conversation starters. I need help, y'all, and I think this game might help me.
Sure. 100% get it from a storytelling standpoint, from the coming age standpoint, from you prepping yourself and your conversations that you have, and that's why you got to keep that open conversations going with the kids, because if they're not talking to you about it, they're going to talk to somebody else about it. Completely get that. I cannot get past the art style. It looks and I googled it because I was trying to figure out is this because it's a coming of age, end of an era? And I was is there maybe there's an anime I'm not familiar with or something? I couldn't find anything, but Reddit is having a field day with the main character. The main character's design, just in regards to, like I said, just I don't. There's so many other things you could do. I hope the story is good though. I hope the story is good. Let's talk about Ghostwire Tokyo though.
Yeah.
Hell yeah! This game looks so creepy, but so awesome.
I was happy about this. This refreshed I'm sorry, I couldn't get over that for a bit, but that was the lull in my opinion. This picked it right back up when it comes to maybe it's partially graphics, but graphics, tone, everything about this I loved. It's just creepy enough. It wasn't too creepy, too gory. It was just kind of weird and off-putting, and I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
I also really liked that they showed, because we got to see a lot of like pretty close to gameplay, and I really liked that they only showed like 2 or 3 enemy types and 2 or 3 attacks. They didn't try to blow us away with the variety, so there will be more surprises in game as we get new abilities and cool stuff like that. So I like that they kind of held that close to the chest.
I also like that there was the joke is still running when it comes to PlayStation games, and that it's third person, it's another third person, hey, it's third person, hey, third person. This is I know that this isn't PlayStation exclusive, is it?
I couldn't see if it was PlayStation exclusive. I'll have to do some digging.
But while I look that up, like where again people know that I don't really like these kind of vibes, but this action that they showed versus what they showed at it's Bethesda, so yeah, it's definitely not exclusive. It where the vibes at E3 I was not in, but this gameplay that they showed made me be like, I might be able to handle this game. This game looks cool enough to where I deal with it, because that action, like you mentioned, those few abilities that you showed, like they were good. I was in.
Real quick question. You had an issue because it's a third-person game?
No, because I was talking about the breakup of like we see all these third-person games in this rundown. It was like third-person, Spider-Man's a third-person game. This Project Athia looked like a third, and we get a first-person game, like a first-person shoot. Like there's an FPS.
Like the majority of PlayStation games are third-person games, unless it's multi-platform game. Then it's like it's first-person.
Which this is multi-platform, but FPS. It was exciting to see.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Next up, where are we? I'm just making sure I didn't miss something.
Jet the Far Shore. So
tell me about this game, Kevin.
Okay.
I didn't get it.
So Super Brothers is part of the crew that helped make the It's the Sound Shapes. Sorry.
Yes.
Oh, cute.
So I think that what this is probably going to be gameplay, because I think that it did show us a good amount of gameplay, and I think it's going to be a lot of like drifting through like interesting scenarios, and it's going to tell us a story, or it's going to play us music, or it's going to be. I think it's going to be kind of like one of those experience things where the actual video game part of it is kind of takes a back seat to just weaving in and out of different worlds, different backgrounds, different scenarios, things like that. So I think it could be really cool.
I totally didn't get that. I was like, am I doing like a colony management system? Like I totally got like a sim vibe from it.
That's how I felt at first. Yeah.
I saw the same footage you did. I recognized the art style and I recognized the name, and I went and looked it up, and I was like, oh, okay, they've done this stuff. But yeah, they've worked with Cappy before, and
they did Sword and Sorcery, didn't they? Didn't they do Sword and Sorcery?
Yes, Sword and Sorcery is also them. Yeah.
Yeah, that's on the Switch. Right here.
Did it say Sorcery, just so I know?
Sorcery. Yeah, SWO.
That is the official name of the game. Sword and Sorcery.
Yeah, yeah, that wasn't me. Yeah,
I was like, are you guys going Will Wheaton on this? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, no, that's actually the name of it.
Okay.
I'm gonna wait for more on this. It looks interesting. I want to see more of what it all entails. They've been working on this for 9 years, so small team, obviously, but that's going to be a labor of love right there, as opposed to Godfall,
which is
such a hard pivot.
Hard pivot to Godfall. I don't know. I mean, you put in the notes that you felt kind of got some Souls vibes from it. If the action is tight like a Souls game, this may be really good. I don't know how that's going to be from a multiplayer standpoint. I say that as someone playing the Dark Souls games, and where multiplayer is kind of weird with Dark Souls. It's almost it's almost like you basically find your exploit and then you just mash and destroy the person. This seems like it may be more balanced, and I don't know how to feel about it still, but I'm more into this than I was when they played their first trailer that showed us nothing.
Mm-hmm. So I was talking to some people in a Discord about it because I got that same vibe. I was like, is this a Souls game? And apparently it's supposed to be like an online always like looter
slasher.
Like, so it's not type precision combat, because the way it looks like it's supposed to be precision combat, and they're like, no, it's hack and slashy. So I didn't get that vibe in the trailer, but I also want to note the time of this trailer, 94 seconds, and I bet that it would be 60 seconds and too long. So that is actually the only bet that I got full credit on, Patrick, by the way.
Over 60 seconds and also too long.
For those who don't know, we didn't actually say any of our bets on the previous one. We just kind of decided. Me and Patrick both made like a list of bets, and this was the only one that I won, so I'm pretty proud.
Very last minute. Otherwise, I would have brought Kevin into that. It was like crazy last minute. Like, oh, I should probably write something down.
So since you're not like citing your sources, you didn't publish the stuff. I told Zed that I believed that From Software was going to make me happy, and they did.
Like, we'll get to that. Happened. Yeah, and
Patrick for Bloodborne remaster did not mention Demon Souls, so fail.
I didn't mention Demon Souls because I didn't think they were going to announce it here. I didn't think it was going to be the spot that like people like. I figured Bloodborne would be more sizzle, right? And I think having, screw it. I'm gonna jump forward to it because when they started the trailer, when Shu came out and said it was something near and dear to him, I think like that setup helped bring up the reality. And there were some people like in the chat, as I was watching like the chat, and people were saying like, is this
on the video, this shot right here.
Yeah,
this is from the original Demon Souls, and that was where I recognized it. But just about everybody recognized it with the body coming into camera and the shadow. Yes. I was like,
yes. Like as the trailer was going in, so it was further in when you started to see some bosses, and someone commented because like I obviously they hadn't played Demon Souls, but they said something like, "Is this Dark Souls 1 through 3 remastered?" Like they had no idea.
Yeah.
Like, and for me, for someone who maybe they're a fan of Dark Souls and they've never played Demon Souls, this is going to be really interesting. And I hope from a remaster standpoint that, one, having servers actually running is going to be great. I finished my complete run of Demon Souls, which I have archived on our YouTube. I finished that before they shut down those servers. It was kind of like a rush to get this done before. I don't remember if I called that many people to actually help, but this is an amazing game. This is a wonderfully tight designed game that I'd say I think this one and the first Dark Souls are like neck and neck when it comes to design. 2 is meh. 3's pretty good. But I feel like there's something magical about this game and the first Dark Souls in regards to level design and balance. It's just amazing, and this just looks gorgeous.
Yeah, Boletaria, the first place you get in is just the pathing and like the things like you set off the traps and then you get through, and like the first boss of the game, well, the first real boss of the game is like run forward 30 seconds. That's the boss room, but you have to get there by going around this way and then going around this way and getting the stuff. So you're just right there at the beginning, and I cannot wait to play this online again. I'm going to get to the old monk, and then I'm just going to sit there, and I can't wait to old monk some people. Do you know about that, Owen?
No idea what you're talking about.
Okay, so in Demon Souls, there is a late game boss where if you choose to invade another person's game, you get to play as the boss and have the boss's like moveset and everything. It's amazing.
So if somebody goes into the game and do that, do they consider that passing if you like kill the person who comes in?
Yeah, if you so there it's possibly like you could go offline to make sure if you don't want to fight somebody, but you have to beat another Demon Souls player to finish the game. And I think that's cool.
Yeah. I had to do it because I did play it before they shut down the servers, and it was crazy easy. I don't know if they didn't know what they were doing or what, but it's an interesting aspect of the game, and I know there are some people who just continue to kind of milk that. And I feel like this game, it's been a while since I've played it, but I feel like this game I didn't. Maybe it's because it was before Dark Souls became like such a big thing that I wasn't invaded constantly by people who were overpowered, which is what happens in the other Dark Souls games. So very happy about this. I know it's not up Owen's alley at all, but it's going to be gorgeous. I'm going to play it. I cannot wait. Cannot wait.
I'm happy for you guys. That's all I can say. I'm very happy for Blue Point. I think that it's dope that they got such a thing as big as this. I mean, they did get Shadow Colossus, which was big, but this I think is really going to be showing off some chops for them in terms of remaking a game from the ground up and making it, really bringing it into modern. So I'm excited for it getting them money to do their next project, so that I can buy their next project, because I'm not going to buy this game.
But one of the reasons I'm especially excited about it, and I'm glad you brought up Blue Point specifically, is because they did a lot of bringing up 2 generations, from PlayStation 2 to PlayStation 4, so bringing a PlayStation 3 game to PlayStation 5. I absolutely trust their ability to do that. So I could not be more stoked.
Yeah, I'm excited about Hitman 3 too, and I know that again, like I know we're coming up on the end of the show, but I'm excited about this. They said this is the completion of the trilogy. I didn't play Hitman 2, and by that we mean the newer Hitman games, when they started to remove the subtitles of Blood Money and what have you. I'll probably pick this up, and I'll kind of skipping ahead here as well to try to speed up things. But Little Devil Inside, definitely gonna pick this one up.
Yeah, that one looks fun.
It looks.
Is that one where it was like comedic? Yeah, it was like weird action adventure thing, and there's like this old man just kind of doing random stuff. There's no way that
it took me way too long to figure out that the little adventurer dude is actually like running Old Man. So I think it's Old Man Calvin, because in the Calvin and Hobbes comics, there was like there was those scenes of like the little Calvin's running inside, running his body. I think that's what's happening here, and it took me way too long to figure out that was what was happening.
I don't know. I didn't catch that, but I think it looks fun. It looks beautiful. Similar and different tone, obviously, with Solar Ash. Yeah. Also, very pretty, very fun. Almost trippy, but not too trippy.
I like how fast the motion was, because a lot of times when there's like those big kind of, if it's going to be big and a little bit empty, let me move real fast through it, and that's what it looked like. So I'm in for that.
I was getting like a real like Journey art style vibe. Like I know that the game is not going to play like Journey. It was clear like when that person like talked to you, it seems like it's going to be different, but just the art style immediately grabbed me and made me very interested.
I'm probably going to skip NBA 2021. It looks great. Don't get me wrong.
I skipped that part of the thing because I was like, oh, the sports ball. What's next? So
it looks good.
You, Owen.
It's basketball. Zion Williamson was there. He was a rookie last year. He didn't play very much, but good for him getting to pick up a 2K. Yeah. It showed about as much as we saw of Madden at the Xbox event. It showed that it said that it was pre-alpha footage and stuff. And I'm sure like if you're looking at these graphics right here where they're showing Zion, like if you were to go back and look at that 4K 60, I bet it looks really good in terms of the character art.
Yeah.
But after that, obligatory sports game. Go for it.
Sure, sure. It was short, it was sweet, and I was like, I get it. It looks good. Thank you. That's all I needed of it. On to Bug Snacks, which I'm probably gonna have to buy this one too.
All right. So yeah, I'm gonna let the girls play it and hope they're not traumatized, because
as soon as the strawberry said strawberry, I was in.
it was like don't Pokemon, some of the like Pikachu says Pikachu, and I assume Snorlax says Snorlax or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah. So
it's
strawberry,
like
French fries.
Yeah. It's adorable. I don't think they're gonna be traumatized. I think they'll laugh because it's like it's cartoony violence. It's like Looney Tunes.
It did end with like a creepy thing that was made up of snacks, but we'll see. I obviously, like, if it like shows up and it just looks terrible, but it says holiday 2020, which means it's probably around a launch game, and so depending on what comes out at the end of the year, it could just be one of those things that I buy just because I want another PS5 game.
Yeah, I can see that.
I'm
gonna buy some Resident Evil.
Yes. Okay, so yeah, I thought it was I thought Supermassive was announcing another game, because it did kind of feel like what's there Until Dawn.
Yeah.
It looked that good, and Resident Evil is like, okay, all right.
Yep. It looks great. So I was trying to find out, is this is, I guess, technically Resident Evil 8.
Right.
It is.
Which, again, with the interesting like way that they've show the VILL.
Yes, that was impressive.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So if you've seen the Resident Evil Biohazard, which is Resident Evil 7, the last part of evil is VII for 7. So very artful. It looks like this is continuing from Resident Evil 7. So you're going to be playing as Ethan again from Resident Evil 7, and you can see the first person.
It's Chris.
You see Chris at the end, but you were playing from Ethan's perspective. So Chris, Chris Redfield is. I'm almost certain. So Chris shows up towards the end. I think right here in a minute, but I'm pretty sure this is following Ethan from Resident Evil 7, because that ended on a quasi cliffhanger. And I'm really hoping.
It started with the caption that says his story comes to a close. So does that mean Ethan's story is coming to a close, or Chris's story is coming to a close?
I'm going to assume
more than I do.
Yeah, I'm going to assume Ethan.
I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to say Chris. That's my prediction.
Yeah. Okay. You bet for Chris. I'm going to bet for Ethan. I believe that it's going to be his, and the reason is I wasn't sure who they meant when it came to when they said his, but then towards the end, seeing Chris in front of you, I think that you're not playing as Chris. I think that is showing Chris, which, by the way, Resident Evil 7, like, I feel like was going back to roots. It rebooted a franchise in a way, but it still went back to the roots, and it erased the crap that was in 6, and to an extent 5. 5 was not as good. So there's Chris here at the end. So that's why I think you're playing as Ethan. And I think Chris popped up at the very end of 7. So I'm probably going to have to replay 7 again, because I want to anyways. I didn't see a date on this. Did they announce 2021?
They did 2020. I think I even left out a word. I think they said January 2021.
Ooh.
But I could be wrong. But dude, Capcom, man, what are they doing over there? Like, they're just like, oh, here's a game. Oh, would you like another game? Oh, a game.
Yeah, but Pragmata is set for 2022. Like, it'll be a minute.
Yeah, and I'll play this. I'll play this too.
I was like, what's with the Ghost Kitty? I'm down with a Ghost Kitty.
Right?
two kitty games. Yeah.
They left the kitty behind.
Yeah.
Just more Capcom. Like, Capcom is having like the biggest resurgence of the last like 5 years. It's so crazy to me.
Come on, Konami. See what you can do when you make some good games.
We didn't get to it in the news because I didn't even bother putting it in. But apparently, Konami might be releasing a game at some point in the near future.
No, Konami just released a game, the Skella whatever.
Yeah. Okay. It's out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I have no idea what was going on in this trailer. But I was like, Ghost Kitty, creepy girl, spacesuit. I'm on the moon. Whatever. Okay, I'm in.
Yeah, I got. I mean, maybe it's just because it looks like it. Like, it got some Bioshock-esque vibes from this, like, in regards to, except like maybe more futuristic, because Bioshock's kind of a throwback. But in regards to some of the tech and the eeriness, I'm down. It's probably going to be something that's not, again, it's not too creepy, like not too scary, but something that's going to kind of mess with you a little bit, in my opinion. Yeah, and then coming up on the end of the show, best way to end the show, other than obviously announcing the console, which they did at the very end, but seeing the new Horizon. This was just gorgeous, beautiful, amazing, and it's exactly what to me, it shows not only what the PlayStation 5 can do, but the amazingness of this world and being able to show, I wish there was a release date on this. I really wish there was a release date.
Well, I would appreciate a release window, because Sony's good about letting their devs finish the games before they come out. But, like, give me some kind, if you're ready to show it, give me at least a year,
Yeah.
Yeah,
where you're
like
summer
like
or something.
type thing, though. So it was like a lot of people were kind of wanting God of War 2, but if you look at when things came out, God of War was 2018, Horizon was 2017, and so even though we're getting Spider-Man 2, ridiculously soon, I think it's okay. To have it as like the kind of the show-stopping thing, other than showing the console, which was also a pretty big showstopper. Underwater Aloy, they implied there's going to be some swimming elements in there. They did spoil, if you don't know what you're looking at, they did spoil the end of Horizon. So if you haven't finished Horizon, maybe you shouldn't necessarily watch the trailer, but you may not know what's going on when it happens, depending on how far you are in the game.
I feel like it was vague enough that, like, unless you're playing it right now, it's not a spoiler. Because it was just like, oh, look, it's just a bunch of pretty stuff. And
yeah. I liked the exposition. I liked her explaining kind of where it's going on. We're now probably, like, I don't know if we're moving on to a different continent, or like it feels different. Dope, awesome, way to go.
Yeah.
Like, this is another bet that I got partial credit for, because I said that it would be 2021. There was no release thing, and then I want to mention it because we got a couple corrections in the chat. Ghostwire Tokyo is a launch exclusive, so it will come to other things later, but it starts on PS5, and so I appreciate that correction. Thank you.
Yeah, there was a few. There's launch exclusive. There was another one that it wasn't optimized for PlayStation 5, but it was another one of those, like, weird, oddly specific things that's almost like a double speak, where it sounds like it's an exclusive, but it's not. So still playing around with that. They didn't straight up say exclusive like Xbox does a lot of times. But either way, solid show. That
solid show, much better than Xbox. Content. Solid show for content. I got tired of seeing the circle, the triangle, the X, the square. Yes, I know. You place. Thank you. I saw 700 of each of them, and I'm like, okay.
Oh, I love that.
I actually really liked the transitions, just because it gave me a second to breathe more than anything. It wasn't really that I was watching them. It was a good, especially since I was typing, literally everything. So like, it gave me a second to catch up. I liked that it had transitions. It didn't necessarily needed to be visual, but I'm glad that they put pauses.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I can see that.
I was Yeah, I liked that aspect of it, and I liked. I thought it was a nice transition, and also I felt like it was almost a tease where they're like, "Is this where we're going to see it? Is this where we're going to see it?" And kind of waiting for that each and every time. So I thought that was kind of cool. Yeah, sorry, I was trying to get to like the sizzle at the end because they had a nice sizzle reel at the end, which I thought was nice. Package everything together. Look how cool the console looks. Look how cool these games look. I thought this was a considerably better, tighter presentation than Xbox. Not only in what they showed, but they said at the very beginning, we're just going to let the games speak for themselves. We're not going to be. We're just look at the games, have fun. That's it.
And nobody spoke for like more than like a minute.
Yeah.
And just show me game stuff. I liked it.
I think that they really stuck it. Like I was about to say, like stuck it to Xbox, but no, they just stuck it. You know, they stuck the landing. I think that there was the perfect mix of gameplay and what's the word? Cinematic. There we go. In cinematic trailers. So, but also that Sony didn't promise anything. They didn't promise gameplay or anything. They just promised the future of gaming. So they left it very vague. But like we saw from the get-go, like we saw just like going down, we saw Gran Turismo gameplay, Ratchet gameplay, Project Athia was only a few seconds, but still gameplay. Stray was not. Sackboy gameplay, Destruction All-Stars, it was kind of like a mix. Kina, Bridge of Spirited gameplay, Ghostwire Tokyo gameplay, Godfall gameplay. Like I'm trying to
which I think is funny because the joke is that PlayStation games are like you're experiencing a movie. Like people joke about that with The Last of Us and other games because they're so cinematic, and it's like, all right, I'm going to play gameplay, and then I'm going to watch a movie. Like I'm going to play 3 minutes, and then I'm going to watch 6 minutes of cinematic. And I felt like this was kind of proving like it's not just about the cinematics. The gameplay's tight. Everything, like I said, there's only one game in here that I'm not excited for. The rest of them, I may buy. I definitely want to try.
You're at least interested in.
Yeah,
like you're going to keep following them. Yeah,
I'm interested in like pretty much all of these. Yeah,
and I think it's important to note that Xbox's first party event is not till next month. But I think that this showed them that was the first big mistake that Xbox made this year, on top of a stack of great decisions and great marketing that Xbox has done. But by starting with a third-party lineup, they didn't put their best foot forward. And while there's a bunch of third-party games in here, Sony definitely put their best. Like they waited long enough. This was over an hour long, dudes. Yep. This was an hour and 10 minutes of straight videos of video games. And Xbox needs to bring it next month.
Yep. So
another thing they did really well. Another thing they did really well, and you were talking about the balance. I really liked that some stuff is coming like 6 months from now, a year from now. Like there's a good chunk of 2020 games, good chunk of 2021, and then a couple of 2022s. And so like they showed me stuff that I'm going to get to play soon. Not just, oh, look, there's a game. Like in your future, if you survive the next 7 years, there might be a game for you.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You might play this video. Sorry.
What's that?
I said if you make it past COVID, you might play this video.
That's exactly right. So the only thing we didn't get was a price. There was a leak. I still think that it was a placeholder. The leak said $5.99 on Amazon. Thoughts on that as we close? Do you think it's going to be $5.99? I'm still looking at $4.99 ish to.
I'm
$5.49.
I'm looking to save up. I'm expecting $600. I'm expecting to pay $600 for it. I'm hoping it's lower. That's what I'm doing.
Since they announced 2 editions, I think $6 for the one with the disc. I think $5.50 for the one with for the all digital.
Yeah.
I'm still willing to pay $6.
One other announcement I forgot to mention that wasn't on this, but for some reason 13 is being remade.
I put that on the LANCave page.
Yeah, and yeah, that's actually a hilarious game. So, and Patrick, you'd like that one. So check that out.
Final Fantasy?
No.
It's just a game called 13.
It's cel-shaded first-person shooter that was on the GameCube.
Okay. I was going to say, I don't need to remake Final Fantasy 13. I'm good.
I would put if they re-release that trilogy, I would probably buy it again because I feel like I'm in a better headspace for it. But I want to mention Patrick's predictions. Bloodborne remaster, not happen. At least 2 remasters. We only got 1 if you consider. I don't know if you consider Demon's Souls a remaster or remake. I'm probably saying remake. No remasters is what I'm saying.
I think it's remaster.
It's a remaster.
It feels like a remake to me, but I don't know. But that's 1 that we didn't get to. PS5 in October, me and Patrick both had that one. That's both a fail. Horizon Zero Dawn 2 teaser is what Patrick had. I had that, but I also put in the caveat of 2021. So Patrick got full on that. I got partial. Patrick said Godfall. He got full. I said Godfall will be shown for over 60 seconds. I got full. We both mentioned PS Plus. Did not happen. Patrick said a shocking tie-in, Nintendo or something crazy. I don't know what the jury says, but I didn't see anything that was shocking.
Nope.
At least 2 new games announced. I'm pretty sure you cleared that one. I said Ratchet and Clank launch title, partial credit because we don't know if it's a launch title. I'm 99% positive it is. And that's, I already mentioned the other ones. Technically, I won on partial credits.
Nice.
I only got 1 full win though, and you got 3 full wins.
Yeah,
so
I should have put in. I should have put Demon's Souls. Yeah, I should have put Demon's Souls in there. I just didn't think it was the right timing. I knew it was going to happen. I just didn't know when it was going to happen. So I should have put it in there as a safe bet just to get some more. But, anyways, let us know in the comments what you thought about the PlayStation 5 reveal. Did you think it was worth it? Do you think that they should have shown more? I think it was enough. But let us know in the comments.
Baby.
See you next time.
Demon's Souls for life.